YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another video, and in today's video, I'm here to answer a burning question that I have, and I know a lot of other Washington Redskins fans have. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Redskins. And let's get straight into today's video. So the burning question that I have, and I know a lot of other Washington Redskins fans have, is Kyle Allen, QB Kyle Allen for the Washington Redskins, is he here to actually help Dwayne Haskins, or is he here to take his job? So now, with that out the way, let's actually answer this question and take a dive into the question. So my opinion on this topic is that, you know, we got Kyle Allen, what I want to say 1 month ago in a trade with the Panthers. We gave him a 4th round, they gave us Kyle Allen. But my answer to this question is, who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows? Is he here to take his job, or is he not? Because I mean, quite frankly, you know, it could be somewhat like the Chase Young story of when we got Chase Young. You know, leading up to the draft, no one had no leaks of us drafting Chase Young. Everyone was making their assumptions because it was looking like we were drafting Chase Young. You know what I mean? It was like, it's a no-brainer pick. We're at the number 2 pick. And it's no reason why we shouldn't take Chase Young, and we will take Chase Young. Although nothing came out of Ron Rivera and the Redskins camp that confirmed we're taking Chase Young, it did look like it. So what that corresponds with this video is that although it seems like a lot of people don't believe in Dwayne Haskins and he won't be the starter, a lot of people think it's going to be Kyle Allen, is that he brought in a Kyle Allen to help Dwayne Haskins with the playbook. And although he won't come out and say that Dwayne Haskins isn't the starter, we all know he really is going to be the starter. This is his team for the future. And although, like I said, Ron Rivera won't come out and say it completely because he wants to leave teams guessing, it's his team. Now, the reason why a lot of people believe Kyle Allen will be the starter is because obviously the Carolina connection, and obviously he knows the playbook better than Dwayne Haskins. So a lot of people think that he has the one up on Dwayne Haskins. But quite frankly, I want to slow you guys down there, is that does he really have the one up on Dwayne Haskins, or does Dwayne Haskins not have the one up on him? Because who was here longer? Oh, I know it's a new regime, but let's be real. Who, if anything goes wrong and week 1 Kyle Allen is out there, I know Daniel Snyder is supposedly giving full control to Ron Rivera and his staff. But if Kyle Allen is out there week 1, do you really think Dan Snyder's going to let that fly? Like, come on, let's be real now for a second. And do I believe Kyle Allen is here to help him? We don't know. We don't know how training camp is going to pose. He's supposedly be here to help him to, you know, help him learn the playbook and be a successful quarterback. But let's be real, Kyle Allen is still young. Kyle Allen is like 20-something years old, in his mid-20s. So do you really think Kyle Allen wants to be a backup for the rest of his career? Obviously, he wants to come here and compete for a starting job, which I have no problem with. But let's just be honest here with ourselves, with people that's just saying he's here to only help Dwayne Haskins learn the playbook. Kyle Allen wants to be a starter. He wants to be a starter. He's in his mid-20s. Who wants to be a backup for the rest of their career? He had that short shine in Carolina where he filled in for Cam Newton and went 5-2, and it was looking like it was his team till he tailed off towards the end of the season. So he wants to reboot that and regain that here in Washington, because he has not the leg up, because I don't think he does, but he has his offense that he learned so well and did somewhat decent in last year. He feels as though that he can somewhat come here and be the starter. Although he hasn't came out and said anything, all he said is that he's here to help Dwayne Haskins. Let's be real with ourselves, guys. Let's be real. We know he's not here to only be a backup. He's here to compete, which, like I said, I have no problem with, because Ron Rivera wants competition every position on the field. He wants competition at every position on the field, which I don't have a problem with. But I just want to get it through people's head, is that Kyle Allen is not here just to be a backup. You know what I mean? I want it to be Dwayne Haskins' team, and I know it will be his team because he's studying. And I don't want Kyle Allen to be a team. I quite frankly wasn't happy when we traded for him. But let's be real with ourselves, and for a second here to say Kyle Allen, let's just sit back here and say Kyle Allen is not here just to be a backup. He wants to become a starter, and he feels as though that he has the one up on Dwayne Haskins. I kind of see it like this. You know what I mean? I kind of see it like this. You don't want to portray your teammate, but you got to eat. If that makes sense. If that makes sense, you got to eat. as much as you want to help Dwayne Haskins become a good starter for this team, because I honestly believe Kyle Allen understands that this is Dwayne Haskins' team, but as much as you want to help Dwayne Haskins, you want to also show Ron Rivera and Scott Turner and everyone else from the Carolina Panthers, because the quarterback coach is from Carolina too. You want to show them that you can be the starter. So that's where the competition goes in at, is that they're all here to help each other grow, but deep down inside, they all want to beat each other out. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? So Kyle Allen, he's not here to be a backup, and I strongly agree that he isn't here. I don't want to say he's not here to help Dwayne, or because he's not here to hurt him either. But he also has that instinct and that fire instinct of him wanting to become a starter. He believes that he can become the starter of the Washington Redskins, although he hasn't came out and said anything. He came out and said that he will help Dwayne Haskins any way possible, but he really wants to be a starter. Like I said, if this was somewhat of a 30-year-old quarterback toward the end of his career, late 30s, early 40s, then that's understandable. But this guy is literally in his mid-20s where he can still be a starter, and he feels as though he can play at a high level. Let's just be real for a moment here. We know Kyle Allen is not more talented than Dwayne Haskins. I mean, he has the arm strength over Kyle Allen. His accuracy is over Kyle Allen. When you get pressure in Kyle Allen's face, we know how he breaks down. We learned it from first-hand experience last year. Ron Rivera said it himself and said, "This team is the team that got me fired." So we know how to beat a Kyle Allen. So would that really be the best player to put out there on the gridiron here in DC? I don't think so. But like I said, the burning question that I had was he here? Was he brought in to really help Dwayne Haskins, or was he brought in to take his job? Now, of course, none of us are going to know the actual answer to that question. Only the players are going to have to prove it. But we know deep down inside that Kyle Allen is here to compete for a starting spot, and he wants a starting spot on this roster. He might not say it, but take my word for it, is that he's here to take his spot. So with that being said here, is that I just want to take a few moments to compare the players in a few. So Kyle Allen, like I said, they're both around the same height, and they both have the same body frame. You know what I mean? I just feel though that Dwayne Haskins, he's more younger. He's not that much younger than one Kyle Allen, but he has the more upside than a Kyle Allen. I really do believe that Kyle Allen is going to be here for some, maybe a year or even two, and then tail off to become a starter somewhere else. You know what I mean? Because although Alex Smith isn't playing, and there goes Alex Smith again. I know we're not really like over Alex Smith or whatever, but as much as Alex Smith is here and he's helping Dwayne Haskins, he can also help Kyle Allen. And what is Kyle Allen doing? He's taking in that knowledge. He's taking in that knowledge of one Alex Smith, and he's going to learn what Alex Smith teaches Dwayne and him himself. And since this is Dwayne's team, without anyone saying it, we know it's Dwayne's team. He could, hit free agency next year. Maybe even if we do re-sign him for another year, he could get traded elsewhere and become a starter for that team and use what Alex Smith taught him last year or this upcoming year to his new team. So it's a lot on the table, you know what I mean? No one spot is secured, but I just wanted to let Redskins fans and Redskins Nation, who else had this question and also thought Dwayne Haskins' job was just a lock, and also thought Kyle Allen was only here to help Dwayne Haskins. He's actually here to take his, I don't want to say take his job, so let me not say that for all the people that are going to be here on this video and say, you don't know what you're talking about. He's not here to take his job. He's actually here to help him. That's not what I'm saying. The question of the day was, is Kyle Allen here to take his job and Dwayne Haskins, assuming that he will be the starter, because I mean it's looking like it. Is he here to take Dwayne Haskins' job, or is he here to actually help him? That we all don't know. We can all make videos like me, or we can all make our own assumption down below in the comment section about this topic, but we both don't know the actual answer. I gave you my opinion on it, and I really do believe that it's Dwayne Haskins' team, and I believe that Kyle Allen is not here to not hurt Dwayne Haskins. He's here to help him, because I mean that's what you're supposed to do as a team, but he also deep down inside, if he doesn't come out and admit it, we all know that he's here to actually get a starting job, or fight for a starting job, I say here. Now, one last thing that I want to talk about here is competition that Ron Rivera brings in. Every time he talks in the interview, he brings up competition. That's what I like about Ron Rivera. He doesn't just hand you the job. And the reason why I say this about Kyle Allen is because I don't think Kyle Allen is a bad quarterback. He showed upside. He has upside, and he showed promise last season at the start of the year. He showed what he can do, but when you give him a lack of weapons, all he had was a Curtis Samuel and a Christian McCaffrey, probably one of the best running backs in the league, actually. In my opinion, he's top 3. Maybe some argue for number 1. When he doesn't have that many weapons around him, you see how he struggles, similar to one Dwayne Haskins. So if we can get him weapons around here, and if somehow Kyle Allen outperforms Dwayne Haskins in training camp, I'm not saying I wouldn't be all in for Kyle Allen. I would just be a little mad, you know what I mean? It would leave a little a sour taste in my mouth. Like, Dwayne didn't beat out Kyle Allen. Like, come on, man. I love Dwayne Haskins. You guys don't understand. He's really talented, and he can be one of the best quarterbacks in this league. You know what I mean? He just has to go out and prove himself, and I think he will. But like I'm saying, I want to clear this up before I end the video here, is that no, I'm not saying Kyle Allen is a bad quarterback, and I'm not saying I'm not for Kyle Allen. I just feel as though Dwayne Haskins, it's his team. I feel as though it should be his team, and although Ron Rivera and the gang hasn't came out and said it, I feel like they're making it clear. You know, like I made that Chase Young analogy earlier, how they never came out and said that the Washington Redskins were drafting Chase Young, but it was as clear as day. Now, this day might not be as clear as drafting Chase Young, but it's clear that it's Dwayne Haskins' team. They're building this team around one Dwayne Haskins. So how do you feel about this topic that I brought upon you guys? Answer the question down below. Like, actually answer it, because this is an interesting question. I gave you my opinion on it. Now the floor is yours. Once again, is Kyle Allen here to actually help Dwayne Haskins, or is he here to take his job? Like, comment, subscribe, hail to the Redskins, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, in this case, my Washington Redskins, or should I say our Washington Redskins. On the road to 1K, baby. Thank you for 800 subscribers. I'm out. Peace.